Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. Good to be back doing these type of episodes. I know these last couple months we've been doing more interviews and stuff, so excited to be just shooting the shit with you. Last time we had a full episode, you were just about to go to Italy, so want to give the people a quick little rundown of how that went?
Yeah. It was so much fun. We went to Mallorca before that, which was
better?
Honestly, I mean, they were both completely different experiences and hard to compare because Italy was like purely wedding stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it was like good to see old friends, but then Mallorca was like the vacation of a lifetime. I think it was a lot better than I expected. For some reason in my mind, I've always felt like Europe was like a super overpriced place that was
I feel like it's the opposite, bro. I feel like it's so cheap right now.
Right. We were getting bottles of wine for like $18, cocktails for like $8, and it was just like so nice to not have to deal with a lot of the bullshit that we have over here.
Yeah, like the crazy upcharge here, right? Because it's funny because I did not to cut you off. Like I did I did Italy, then I came back and did a weekend in Miami, bro. Italy was cheaper. Like I should just fucking hopped on a flight and gone back, bro. Be like, because these Miami prices are nuts compared to like Michelin star restaurants in Europe. So we were just joking around offline. Like I'm sure San Fran is in line with Miami prices. You know?
Oh yeah. We were eating good out there and not holding back at all. Happy to see the bills like 60 euro or some shit. Even though we downing bottles, so that was a nice feeling. And then hearing Spanish again. Was super dope because I forget if I told you, but I studied Spanish in Spain in college, and it's been a minute since I ever got to like really practice it. But hearing it, and then also the people there would like voluntarily speak Spanish, so I felt more comfortable like using it. And then ever since then, when I got back, I was like, I'm gonna relearn it. So right now I'm studying it again, and then hopefully we'll have, like, a tutor and shit, because I don't know, I've always wanted to be bilingual and I already know a solid amount, so it won't feel as daunting to try to do that, unlike Korean, which was fucking so difficult.
Did you do that one, or you're still trying?
I'm still trying to do it. I haven't touched it since the pandemic, but I want to like master Spanish, feel confident in that, and then like work my way to the harder stuff, because if I try to do something that's too hard too quickly, then I kind of get discouraged. So
I feel you. But yeah, dude, if you ever want to practice with me when I'm in town, or just when we shoot the shit, we can do a fucking full episode in Spanish. And you want to
I was gonna say, yeah, we do audio theory in Spanish.
Dope. But that's funny though, because I did get that vibe in Spain when I went like 4 years ago. But I remember vividly asking someone in Italy on this trip, hey, do you prefer when like tourists like try to talk to you in Italian or just talk English? And they were like, at least the guy was like, just talk to me in English, man. Like, you're butchering the words. I don't know what you're saying. Just talk to me in English.
Yeah, I could see that. I also think it definitely depends on someone's skill level, because if they're like, yo quiero pollo or something, then they're like, all right, I have no idea what the fuck you're saying. Like,
just stop.
Speak English. Yeah, that was dope. The wedding, out of control. It felt like I was at the Oscars.
Looked crazy, dog.
Yeah.
That was your boy. He was at your wedding, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I remember seeing him like at the party the day before the wedding, like the tall guy, right?
It was his wedding.
Right.
Yeah. So he's the groom. The welcome dinner felt like a wedding. Like it was the most extravagant thing ever. Like you had the view of the lake. Food was phenomenal. Like I don't even know how much was spent on this wedding. Definitely several million, which is insane.
Oh, you think it's that much, bro? Because I feel like, okay, this is maybe TikTok ruining it for me, but like, dude, this woman did a full like breakdown of her entire wedding in Lake Tahoe, and it was like in the 60 to 80K range.
Lake Tahoe or Como?
Lake Como, I apologize. Lake Como. Okay. Obviously, I know it's a massive lake, so it's probably different parts, but dude, she was saying it was between 60 and 80K. And that included like busing people in on the boats and stuff. Like, so I just wonder, if like, just because it's America, bro, and like the moment you say it's a wedding, they just charge you obscene amount. And then in Italy, they're like, nah, dude, we're going to charge you what it costs, kind of a thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe
no, but
he has.
That's your shit looked extravagant. Like I'm sure, like your guys' thing was like on top of the. I was looking at that shit like, wow, bro, that's crazy.
I think the venue itself. One of the girls claims she saw on the website it's like 600K minimum or something.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Okay, yeah.
But either way, like, food was great. I mean, having been in Italy and Mallorca and spending very little on food and shit, it very well might have only been like fucking 10,000 for that.
Sure.
But yeah, it was nice. The music, it was live music mostly, so definitely a different vibe than what I'm used to. Still had a great time, but as you know, I'm a sucker for just like mainstream hip hop.
DJ. Yeah.
And there was a lot of, it skewed older there, so I think they were kind of afraid to like play the mainstream shit that they probably really wanted to hear, which is kind of disappointing because I'm like, the wedding, when it comes to weddings, I'm like, it's for you. Like, fuck what I want to hear. And if they wanted to hear that, cool. But still, fuck what like the guests and stuff want to hear. Like, what do you want to celebrate with?
Yeah, dude, that's a conundrum because funny, like again, as I like start looking for venues and stuff, and I start having these conversations with people about weddings, and obviously with you as well. I think so. Like what this guy was telling me, who's actually a photographer, is that like the DJ knows to like play like the oldie stuff because then when they make the switch, the old people can just go home, right? And just say, hey, we had our fun, let's leave. But I think for like these destination weddings, like the old people are staying there till the end. So it's like they don't really want to scare them away because they're like, there's nowhere to go. You know what I mean? Like you're just stuck here. Right. So I wonder like if that had something to do with it.
Probably. But then they were like, yo, they were gonna start the DJ was gonna come at 11, which he did. But I think the tactic or strategy was the old people will be tired and out by then. But all these motherfuckers were just out and about dancing the whole time.
Dude, because why would you want to leave? That venue, right. Bro, I'm telling you, like, no cat, like that shit look great. Yo, Gene and I were like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous, but nice. A great time.
Awesome, dude. I'm glad you had a good time, and then right back to work, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, back to the office right afterwards. Was not happy about that. I think, it's been a few weeks now, so I'm used to it. I'm kind of pissed at myself for being used to it because I wanted to be in that like angry fuck working at the office type mode. But it is what it is. At least I'm close to work, so that helps.
Yes, yeah, it does help, bro. For me, it's fine. They actually the things like so my team, we've like gotten ahead of it. So we've been forcing people to come twice a week for the past like 2 years, even though you don't have to. But we're officially going to minimum 1 day a week starting Monday. So it doesn't really change my life, but there have been some people who just haven't come because like, bro, we don't have to. So now they have to, but it is what it is, bro. I get it. Like these people, like these companies are massive corporations. At some point you just lose whatever culture you think you had because you can't, dude, over Zoom, like, bro, you know how many, you obviously know, but like all those awkward moments in like a Zoom thing where you're like, did that joke even hit? Like, I didn't even know, like, why am I the only one fucking laughing, bro? Right. So, yeah.
I've actually had the opposite problem when I'm at work. Like, I think some people don't get my humor, but at the same time, like, I don't really know these people, so I'm afraid. I don't know how far to go. And I feel so fucking corny when I do the, like, super safe jokes. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'll just not talk.
Yeah, that's an also thing, bro. Like, and also like, I used to love going to work back in pre-pandemic just to walk the aisles and just like, oh, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Dude, now I do that. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are, and I'm not trying to find out. So like, I'm just,
yeah, same.
So like, yeah, but we'll see, bro. But yeah, man, life's been good on this side. Chilling. Gene and I are going to see our first wedding venue this weekend, so that's exciting.
Nice.
So yeah, man, hopefully the next 2 months we get to, pick a place and just start, giving away our life savings. So that'll be always fun.
For sure.
Yeah, man. But let's get into it, bro. Again, I feel like it's been like 3 or 4 weeks. So before we get into modern and current news, we did have 2 interviews in between the time from our last episode and this. One was JAYLIEN, R&B superstar, producer, hit maker, and also with KANE, producer, songwriter, and beat maker. So your thoughts on those 2 conversations, those artists?
Yeah, I thought those 2 conversations went great, especially because they were on 2 different, I guess, sides of the industry. Because KANE doing production mainly, and then JAYLIEN, who's kind of behind the scenes as well, but more so his own artist in recent days. So it was dope to experience or get to know both of their experiences, especially JAYLIEN, who I'm familiar with from several years back when I discovered him on like a random music blog, and didn't realize he had so many ties to big acts like KANE. And I think what we both appreciated was just how vulnerable and open they were.
Yeah, that was key, especially like JAYLIEN, bro. Like that was, dude, I did not expect him to be so like, like vulnerable about like his previous relationships and like the things that like really went down in the pandemic with his ex. Like that was cool. I mean, obviously it sucks that it happened to him, but the fact that he felt so comfortable with us to just, give us that info was pretty cool.
Especially, because I was kind of hesitant to ask him about that stuff until he brought it up, because I met his girlfriend at the first concert or show that I saw in LA. She's like on all of his cover art from the last project.
Oh,
like
shit.
In a couple of music videos, and then poof. And I was like, shit, I don't want to talk about some shit he's not comfortable talking about. But then I noticed he put it in his Spotify profile, like, he had a recent breakup and things like that. So I'm like, okay, he's open. And I think as an artist, it's tough to do, but kind of necessary if you want people to like buy into your story.
Sure. No, dude, totally, dude. He was great. I love the shout out he gave us at the end. Again, because we always, I think we've been doing the podcast for like 2.5 years, but we started doing interviews last March. So it's September now, 2022. We just finished our 14th interview. So like, again, like it's not like we're doing these shits every single day, right? So there's still like some like awkwardness. We're reaching out to people. We don't know if they know the pod, what we're trying to achieve here. So the fact that he was so forthcoming with like flowers for us was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's super dope. And like you said, we've only done 14 interviews or so, but 2 of them were with, not to toot the horn of the whole verified shit, but like 2 verified on Instagram and in real life artists who have like tons of accolades. The fact that we've been able to get them to believe in the vision has been super incredible. But on top of that, obviously like KANE and those folks who are in the industry, they bring a whole new perspective to music making in general, because they've in their own right accomplished a lot. And
yeah, dude, like that's probably what was the biggest thing. Like I've known Chris for literally like 10 years. By no means like best friends, but like fully aware of each other. Again, he was someone who I would stop by at work and chill with him in the office, and he actually reported to me for a couple of years. But dude, just a great family dude. But yeah, I had no idea the accolades he's achieved, right? And he's only really been doing this shit for like 2.5 years. So if anything, I feel like I didn't want to make like the link in the bio for him and all the description like too much about like chasing your dreams. Yeah. But bro, if you had a side hustle that you can really make some money off, I feel like that pod episode is like the perfect one to listen to, bro. Because this guy, 2 kids, a wife, a mortgage, a full-time job, and is still getting like picked up for like commercial deals in Japan. Like that's wild, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like that itself was like super fucking inspiring.
100%. And I think a lot of people, especially like in this space, and even like me, you don't realize that you don't have to be on TV or whatever the case is to be making money or have like a career out of this. And I feel like that's why these interviews are so dope. And half of them, like they've told us that, they're doing it full time, and you would never know just based off their Instagram posts or whatever. You're like, oh, they're just like me pursuing music, but they're actually producing for people, writing for people, and getting a check, which is insane.
Yeah, dude. And it's funny because like, not to like, and I feel like people hate on that shit sometimes too. Like I saw some comments like in current events right now. So Future reportedly sold his catalog for like $65 to $75 million, right? And people like, yo, what the fuck? Like you sold out. It's so little. Like you're worth like 300 mil. And it's like, bro, like he already made money off these songs. And like, dude, he just got a bag for like $70 million for songs that he's like, bro, who cares? Like, I got like, dude, that's insane. Like, that's an insane amount of money that has just set himself up and his grandkids forever. You know what I mean? So it's just wild how like, yeah, everyone's bag and goals are different, but just the idea of us doing something that we enjoy can lead to obscene amount of money, or just let you afford a lifestyle you're happy with, right? Like that's like, if you go back to like the Just Adams interviews and Matt and stuff, like these guys are, maybe they're not fucking all over Instagram or verified yet, but dude, their full-time income is music making, and they seem to be having a very enjoyable life doing so. That's fucking amazing. That's the goal, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
Like low-key, dude, like not gonna put out what we make, but like, yo, if I made 50 grand less a year, but only did this full-time, fam, my life happiness would be way better.
Oh,
bro. Like, I'm just being completely fucking honest.
Well, especially when you add up the amount of like hours and stuff that we're spending at work, like even if we obviously don't spend that amount of time on the pod, and even if we like double the amount of time we spend on the pod, that would leave so much free time to enjoy life, and you'd enjoy every second of what you're doing for the pod too.
Exactly, dude, exactly. If we had 5 hours a day, bro, on this shit every day or 5 days a week, oh my, I know we'd be exactly where we want it to be, bro. That's like the scary part, bro. We should have taken those fucking PPP loans, bro. We should have just fucking but all good, man. Yeah, but definitely go check out the interviews. When you're listening to this, both are currently up on every platform, and obviously we have a bunch of other interviews there as well. 14 total. Bro, what's the song of West that's going viral? Is it Eurovision or something?
Eurostep.
Bro, I finally saw that, and now it makes complete sense, bro. Like I finally saw the TikTok he did, and because I keep seeing random human beings, bro, or these massive fucking companies
like sports pages and shit
using that fucking. I'm like, that's crazy. So it's funny, like even though we've had a couple verified people, I feel like he's been the most viral of anyone we've interviewed.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it's insane too, because I remember after that interview, like I've been following him on TikTok, and I remember seeing that clip go viral, and I knew the song would do well once it was released because of the engagement before, but I had no idea it had gone viral elsewhere. And it was insane to see, because pages that I follow have been using that sound too, and it's crazy how the snowball effect works, because all it takes is a couple popular like influencers or pages to use it, and then everyone's using it because it's a trending sound.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing that it's what sucked about this, like trying to like make my TikTok page pop or whatever, is like they've really forced you to use whatever's trending. And it's like, bro, but I want to be my own thing. Like I don't want to be like every other fucking page. But yeah, dude, I saw Manchester United used it. I think I sent it to you, but I'm like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, so shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, dude, good for him, bro. Again, appreciate all the alumni of the podcast, but let's get to it. I hate to start off on this as far as current events, but unfortunately, this is just the nature of the hip hop game right now. Today's September 21st. I think in maybe 10 days ago or maybe 2 weeks ago, PNB was shot down and killed at Roscoe's Chicken in Los Angeles, California. I don't know exactly where it was in LA. Dude, wild. People started getting on his wife for, posting the location, and then them being shot at like 25 later. So your thoughts on how all that shit went down?
Yeah, it was sad to see, especially seeing the footage on Instagram or whatever with all the blood on the ground, and the look in his face. You knew like the chances of him surviving were slim. So it was just sad to basically watch a dead body on camera, and someone who you may not know personally, but we obviously are fans of his music, and it was sad to see it go down in that way. Especially in my city, where shit has been pretty hectic since the pandemic for whatever reason. I guess I think a lot of it's tied to the laws not being as strict, and probably like police forces being understaffed and shit. But I feel like every 6 episodes or whatever, we're talking about one of these rappers getting shot and killed, which is insane. And there's a lot more that we haven't.
Yeah, there's a lot more that we've both been like, yo, let's not even bring it up. He's like, let's try to keep it positive for sure.
Yeah, but I don't think they should have blamed his girl. For those who don't know, like, this Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles was in South Central, and apparently like active known gang members will even avoid eating there just because it's too hot and dangerous. So if anything, I'm just kind of upset that a lot of these rappers are like not only refuse to have security, but are walking around, you know, showcasing their jewelry and pulling up in fucking Rolls Royces and shit, just basically asking for unwanted attention. So I hope this is a lesson, but I'm kind of hesitant to say that anyone's gonna, you know, pay attention to what's taking place.
Yeah, I wish I remember the Roscoe's that I went to when I went to visit you, bro. Because I mean, that's a staple, bro. It's like, especially like if you're from like the East Coast, you're like, bro, if I'm in LA, I gotta go to one of the Roscoe spots. But yeah, I think I definitely went to one that was way more gentrified than
it's probably in like Hollywood or something.
I don't think it was Hollywood, but it wasn't the best neighborhood, but it wasn't as bad as what. Yeah, like the comments were saying that he's like, bro, why the fuck were you there in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's just sad, bro. Like, it's just sad, and it sucks that, like, in all the comments and all the feedback from everyone, it's like, I think we mentioned this on the interview with Chris Kane. It's like, bro, but like, why are we mad that like like people want to do this? Like, people want to see someone wealthy and successful and just end their shit because they're so envious. Like, why isn't that being attacked, bro? Like, why are we like interrogating like the murderer or finding that motherfucker to really figure us out? Because like, I feel like that's the root of all this shit, bro. Like, again, we'll get into like what Fat Joe and other people are saying, but like, dude, you should be able to fucking just roll up anywhere, bro, and just be like, you know, like, this is my life, this is how I live. But unfortunately, that's just not reality, and because of people like this, man. People want to, if they don't have what you have, most times out of not, they're gonna try to take what you have at any means. And this is like another fucking example of just, you know, envious people just trying to like get one over you, which is just super sad.
Yeah, and I really like Charlemagne's point about, you know, not worrying about what it should be and instead paying attention to how reality is.
Yeah, how it is. Like, you need to tuck your chain if you're going to these fucking spots. You need to have a bodyguard if you're going to these spots.
Like you have to lock your house. You have to lock your car. You have to avoid certain neighborhoods. Like, there's just so many dangerous things going on within this planet. Like, there's nothing you can do other than be cautious. And I think, unfortunately, like, this genre promotes, you know, showing off what you've acquired and proving that you're successful. So I don't know if this is necessarily going to stop, but they need to take a page out of 6ix9ine's book and have fucking 7 security guards. If you really want to rock in this $8 million chain and tell people how much it costs, like, either you have to be prepared to die, which some of them probably are, or you got to be prepared to you know, just avoid areas that aren't gentrified and, you know, full of old white people, essentially.
Right. And then that's the catch-22 though. Like, you're trying to say that you're still hood or whatever, but then people are gonna be like, well, you're never in the hood. It's like, bro, like, which one is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So it's tough, but I feel like, unfortunately, this is gonna happen more and more, because these rappers, I mean, it's already happened, like 15 times in the past couple years. Like, none of them are gonna learn, and they have this kind of, I don't know if this is the right phrase, but exceptionalism mentality where, like, oh, it's not gonna happen to me though.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it. Yeah, like, oh, he was stupid, I'll check in, it'll never happen to me, or I'll be ready at all times. Which is sad, because the interview that we saw back with him in Academics, like a week prior to him getting killed, he was saying that he's never lacking. And like, you know, like, is that all for show as well? Like, you saying that, but you really aren't about that life at all? Like, are you just inviting that kind of fucking heat? You know, no pun intended. So yeah, dude, it just sucks. But your thoughts on in that interview you kind of hinted at with Charlemagne and Fat Joe, about Fat Joe saying, like, listen, just rob the dude. If you're gonna rob one of these hip hop artists or whoever, basketball, athletes or whatever, who just like, come up from nothing and have all these means now, just rob them. There's no need to kill them. So again, that seems like a sad compromise, but one that I can fully support, like if that's the alternative. So your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, I understand what he's saying. Like you just said, I mean, thieves are going to exist no matter what we say or do. So I guess that was kind of his plea. Like,
right.
I know you guys are out here.
All these guys have insurance, right? Like you have renter's insurance, right? Like God forbid someone breaks into your apartment and steals your shit. You're like, at least I wasn't there. I wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
I'll just get more of my shit back.
You just said what Fat Joe should have said is, instead of encouraging the robbers to not kill, you should encourage the rappers to have insurance and just give it up, because they'll just get that money back and recoup and get something else. I think unfortunately a lot of the rappers don't give it up, because not even because they think they'll get out alive necessarily, but they'd almost rather die than be embarrassed on the internet and fucking hurt their career for the next maybe forever. Like, I mean, Young Berg got robbed like 3 times or something, changed his name, became Hitmaker. So I think that's
Gibbs getting clowned by Benny the Butcher for having his fucking thing. Like,
and so it just kind of tarnishes your reputation. But I think it does set a sad precedent for people watching. Like it kind of encourages robbing. He's like, I used to be a stick-up kid or whatever, and I don't think it's obviously a good message to be spreading. Saying take what someone else's hard-earned materials are, like material goods. It's just a horrible message to be sending.
Yeah, I agree with that, dude. Like, I understand the idea of what he's saying, right? Like, let's stop killing these people. But like, I think he's also encouraging, all right, if you don't like go rob them, it's fine. As long as you don't kill them, it's okay. It's like, nah, neither are okay. Yeah, dude, it's just scary times, man. I just really hope like this is the last one, at least for this year. Like, you would think, again, we have all this info, bro. Like, all these rappers are getting killed because of shit they're doing on IG, and they're just flaunting their life, right? Like, there's like, dude, this is a great example, dude. Kendrick, like, dude, we don't know what the fuck he does with his life in between albums. No fucking idea, bro. Yeah. And like, again, maybe you have to be a level of mature to even think that way, right? Because I think a lot of this shit is ego, right? Like, think about it, like, dude, like, I think there's some tie to wearing jewelry because like it brings certain kind of like cosmetics or, I don't know, something good about wearing it. But bro, like, do you really need to have like multiple $1 million homes on your neck? Like, does it have to be that much, right? Like, think about like what Jay-Z used to look like 20 years ago. And bro, you never see Jay-Z with a chain now. Never, bro. And even if he does, like, it's actually tucked in. And he's never going to be lacking or in a stupid neighborhood, because why would he, bro? He's worth billions now. So it's just funny how like, I think like this like trying to prove to everyone on IG or TikTok, whatever, that like you've made it. It's like, bro, you can just make it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to know about it. Like,
right. I mean, I know a lot of people have mentioned the Jay-Z example. I guess in defense of like these newer rappers, like Jay-Z's name alone says billions. So like, it's a lot easier for him to go outside knowing that every single person he walks past knows he's fucking stupid rich. Whereas like the average person probably doesn't know PNB unless they listen to like mainstream rap. So I can see why these guys are kind of like still have a chip on their shoulder trying to prove shit. But you would think they would be at least a little bit smarter about how they move. Like, it just seems blatantly obvious that, being on social media, giving your whereabouts, bragging about your chains and shit, like, just does not lead to anything good if you're hanging around the hood. Because a lot of these dudes are hood as fuck too. It's not like Post Malone.
Yeah.
Anyone like that who probably isn't hanging out in these areas. Like, I'm sure someone like Post Malone would give up his chain in a fucking second if a gun was to his head. Yeah, for sure. And that's a great point, because these guys it's almost like athletes too, right? Like, you're telling these people who grew up with nothing at all, who make millions by 21, but stop hanging out with those people you grew up with, walk away. And it's like, why would I do that? Everyone loves me here. They have my back. But like,
dude, there's already so many horror stories of this going wrong. Dude, but even like the way rappers engage with people like on IG Live, like trying to be hard. It's like, bro, why? Like, dude, there's been so many examples of people getting shot while they do that because like they can find them, bro. Oh, like, oh, is that sign in the back that's in Melrose? Oh, we know where he's at. It's like, bro, like, why would you ever engage with any fan on IG Live that wasn't just like love, or even like that? That could be a setup too. Like, bro, I'd be like, bro, don't DM me, don't IG Live me, like, remove my comments. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Right. Yeah. It just seems so toxic, and it goes to show that a lot of these guys are really on the internet. I know we're gonna get to Drake a bit later, but it proves that they're actively like looking at all the comments and everything. And it's funny and ironic because damn near every other song they're like, I could give a fuck what a hater thinks, like blah blah blah.
It's like, oh, you care. You care.
Like, so yeah, I mean, if I were any of these guys, I guess you can't really delete IG if you're not already super established, but just block the comments or something, because otherwise you're gonna end up fucking beefing with the wrong person and it's just gonna go too far,
or blowing your own fucking brains out, bro. So
right. Yeah,
no, I feel you, man. But rest in peace to PNB, prayers to family and friends, and just a lesson hopefully is learned from all this by everyone. Just we got to be better, bro. So yeah, definitely rest in peace to him. Have you been like streaming some of his songs though since the passing?
A couple. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't like the biggest fan, so I don't even know that many songs from him. But I mean, I listened to like Every Day We Lit a few times. I've listened to the song he has with Lil Skies and a few others, but I'm not too in tune with his catalog.
Yeah, same. I wasn't too in tune before. That's why, but I already knew enough of him. Like, I really enjoyed some of the songs that you just mentioned. He also had a few songs, I think at least 3, with XXXTentacion. So, dude, what about this conspiracy theory before we move on to the next subject? I guess all these dudes recently that have passed away, from XX to King Von, now PNB, and there was like 3 others, bro. I guess they were all signed to Empire Records, and Empire had a life insurance policy on all of them, and like people were like, well, this is probably just them trying to collect on their insurance money. I'm like, or they know who the fuck they're signing. And it's like, bro, we're investing all this money in you, but you're kind of reckless with your life.
Yeah.
We're going to take out a policy in case you ruin our investment, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. These conspiracy theories kill me. Like, they don't look at the obvious. Like, this isn't fucking Jaden Smith and like Amine fucking getting gunned down. This is, knock on wood, these are street rappers who are on their own time and under their own will, like, already with previous beefs, probably just fucking talking shit, being reckless, and the labels know that. If you want to blame the labels, blame them for not encouraging them to change their content or some shit, fine. But in terms of like them setting them up to get killed and shit, no, like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. But it was just wild that was even a take. It's like, look at the fucking, this is not a coincidence. I'm like, yeah, it's not a coincidence, but this label probably took chance on younger artists.
Yeah,
I think they set them up with like better royalty deals. But yeah, bro, they're not stupid. Like, these kids, XXXTentacion, if you look at the documentary, dude, he was constantly in jail from like the age of 16, fucking people up on camera. It's like, bro, like, you're gonna have like that's a reckless person, right? So obviously, God bless the dead, but these are just facts that everyone is fully aware of, right? So yeah, that was just like, we hear a lot of conspiracy theories, but I was like, bro, I think we're reaching on this one.
I mean, it'd be similar to, like, I'm sure someone who has certain, health conditions pay way more for like life insurance or other health insurance. Like, it just goes with, it's based on, your risk. So obviously they're going to have life insurance on these dudes. So yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, these rappers, a lot of times, not all the time, are kind of responsible in some way for their own demise.
Yeah. So you just hope they get to be a little bit smarter, man. But yeah, again, rest in peace to him and those affected by this. But let's go into some more positive news. Some new music recently that I've been fucking with heavy over the last 5 days. I want to lean on you a little bit here. just to give people more of a backstory, because even I don't know. So, dude, I was just on random YouTube channels, dude, like last week, I think Funk Flex, and then I was on ESPN, bro. There was like this rapper from the Bay that kept popping up all over it. And I like, who the fuck is this guy? But everyone's claiming he has phenomenal bars. He sounded like a young Jadakiss, but like less like cigarette breath kind of a voice. Because it
sounds
wasn't
like
as
Pusha too, a little bit.
Yeah, that's why that one song they have. He has a song with Pusha T on the album that I was like, yo, who's who?
I know, yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. So, who is Symba? And then I'll get into like, how good the album or the mixtape he has with DJ Drama is.
Yeah. So, I mean, Symba's a rapper from the Bay Area. I believe Antioch specifically, which is, I think, kind of on the outskirts of, I don't know if it's Berkeley or what, but in any case, he's from the Bay. I don't know too much about like his breakthrough story, like how all of a sudden he ended up doing all these freestyles everywhere. But I heard a few of his songs, I think a year or so ago. I actually met a Uber driver in, I think, LA, who was from the Bay, and he actually knew Symba, or at least people around him. And apparently he's been buzzing a lot here first.
Oh, so I believe it, bro.
And the Bay Area is a very small, like close-knit community. I guess you could liken it kind of to like Atlanta, where everyone like knows everyone and they collaborate and everything like that. So I think that was beneficial in him getting his name out, especially being more lyrical, because as far as I'm aware, the Bay isn't known for that.
Yeah, it's more like upbeat, just party music.
Yeah, it's upbeat party music, kind of like what Tyga or somebody would make.
Sure.
So I think that definitely helped him kind of catapult to this level. And obviously his, I guess his appeal is he makes like real hip hop, like gritty.
Yeah, dude, that's like my thing about his album. I don't want to fuck this up, dude, because it's just too good for me not to give his proper credit. So the album is called, the mixtape is called Results Take Time. And it's him and DJ Drama. And again, you get that DJ Drama cosign. Like, I feel like you need to know, it's gonna be good, bro. Like, like this guy's not at this level, is not just giving anyone a fucking Gangsta Girls or whatever. But dude, this fucking album is, the entire human experience. Like, man, from being consistent with your craft, loving your passion, grieving when loved ones pass away, trying to be outside during the pandemic, but like you should, like, dude, like just a full human experience, bro. And it was just lyrically so good. And I can tell he's fucking young, but out of the fun wordplay and the way I saw him on TV. So that's even more encouraging that this young dude is, God willing, will just keep putting out good music, because if this is what he's doing at whatever age he's at, dude, this is a phenomenal bar to set, because, I'm telling you, when you finally go through this shit, bro, this shit is super well done.
Yeah, 100%. And besides the one song you sent with Pusha, which is fire, I've heard a couple of his older songs.
Does he have like, let me check right now, but does he have like other albums out, or is this like the first like...
Birds in the Band, No Serve. So the two songs I have, it doesn't look like they're part of any album or mixtape or anything. The song, one of them is called Serve, and one of them is called Birds in the Bando. And those are the two songs that really caught my ear in terms of like his
according
talent.
to, at least on Apple Music, he has one other album that he dropped right at the end of beginning of 2021, end of 2020. Don't Run From Rap, but rap is more of an acronym for something else. So I'll probably need to peep that one as well, dude, because if it's anything like The Results Take Time, holy shit, dude. And it's just like fun wordplay, bro. I know I'm gonna butcher it, but like he says some shit that you're like, it's like I think like some of the advice slash recognition I give to you as far as like when you rap and stuff, like it's so blatantly obvious, but like no one else is doing it that way. So like, dude, he had a line about like being attracted to girls, right? That anyone can say a line like that, but his specific line was something along the lines like, I just love pussy, brings out the dog in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but like that wordplay is just so creative.
Right.
It's just like if you visualize it, like, yo, that's hard, bro. Like so.
Yeah, I love when rappers do that because I think that's what also separates. I was thinking about this the other day because certain rappers, you feel like they're corny, but you don't necessarily know why, especially if they're good. And I think that's like one of the biggest elements is if your bars are too obvious and don't have like an element of surprise, then it seems like you're corny or like a try hard, and it just doesn't resonate as well if you don't do it like the way you're describing Symba did it. Yeah,
dude. There's a bunch of examples like that. I just don't want to butcher all of it. And then, dude, he has this one song. It's not my heat of the week, but I highly recommend. I know you're going through the album, but for the listeners, this song called "Goat," and it's just him trying to explain how like we got to stop comparing people because like there's no fair comparison. Kind of to like honestly what we were talking about for our interviews, like with these guys making money, right? Like he's talking about like, if you're making money from doing this, you're the GOAT. Like, bro, like you're the fucking GOAT. Like that's phenomenal. So like stop comparing like Jordan to LeBron or Tupac to Jay-Z. Like, bro, like everyone's the fucking GOAT if you can do whatever your dream is and make money off it. So that was a cool thing. Cause again, I feel like a lot of artists, like they feel like they have to just fucking respect like, all right, it's Kendrick, Jay-Z, Drake, Kanye, Nas, and that's it. And it's like, no, bro, we're all fucking doing this, right? So, so he actually has a line about that as well, acknowledging like the Aubrey grams and stuff. So yeah, dude, it's a highly enjoyable album. Like I hate when I get influenced to listen to shit from like ESPN. I'm like, bro, like who the fuck are you to tell me to listen to this album? But like, I'm fucking up that we haven't spoken about him sooner because like this seems like an artist that, God willing, is going to be around for years to come making quality music.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like someone like him, it's hard to imagine that they won't last for a long time. And I think that GOAT song, I did see a bunch of clips, not recently, but throughout the year of like his music video of that song. And I think that as well, like caught the attention of a lot of different
of the masses,
blogs and music reviewers and stuff like that.
Interesting. Yeah, man. And I mean, dude, and he has like, some decent features that, again, the DJ Drama co-sign's phenomenal, but also, I mean, the fact that Pusha T's on his album is fucking, he's not jumping on anyone's shit. And then he has a song with 2 Chainz where you would think 2 Chainz being like the OG he is, would have just sent a verse and like, yo, here's my verse. I fuck with you. But dude, his verse actually copies Symba's verse, like when it leads into it. So you're like, yo, that's how he must like respect he must get from artists. They're like, bro, like, because you would think is like, bro, who the fuck you like? I'm 2 Chainz, bro. Here's my verse. Send me my check and we're good. And it's like, nah, dude, like if this is how you want the song to go, I'm gonna be exactly with what you want. Like that was impressive on its own.
Right. Was it you that in a different episode said you can tell when a feature respects the main artist by how their feature sounds? Or did I hear that somewhere else?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely believe that. So I can say I did that, but I'm not 100% sure was it on episode or offline.
Well, in any case,
But I stand by. I think we both agree with that, bro. Like, there's so many features. Like, bro, there's no fucking way this art. Yeah, no, actually, I think it was you and I. We were talking about
the Corday album.
The Corday one. No, but we were talking. You were about to have your feature with that guy from Maybach Music.
Yeah.
And we were talking, you were like, yo, this guy's super cool. Like, you gave him the idea of the song and he was able to like, roll with it, right? Because I feel like there's so many times, even like bigger artists, that it's like, bro, you just got this name on this track, but they have no idea who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
They don't care what the song's about. They don't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah, the song's about like traveling and they're rapping about, I don't know, going to the grocery store or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So there's, I think the few features he has, he also has a fire Key Glock feature. So shout out to Key Glock who keeps making Young Dolph proud. Like, but again, it's all within theme, all within the song, and nothing feels like, oh, this feels out of place. So man, I'm sure he's in his 20s. For a young dude like this, again, to have a full body of work that's not just about like drug dealing or whatever. It's really about the entire human experience. That's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to listen to the full thing.
Yeah, great workout song, workout album as well, by the way. Nice. But before we get into anything else, I know you wanted to bring up, and I'll lean on you for this one, the Drake trolling a very famous internet blogger.
Yeah, so Drake, our favorite rapper. Well, he might be your favorite rapper.
I think he definitely is my favorite rapper.
Okay. He's definitely up there for me. I don't know if I could say anyone's ultimately my favorite, but in any case, he DM'd Anthony Fantano. I guess you could say he was kind of trolling him about his existence and how Drake was basically saying he's not a fan of Anthony Fantano using his signature rating style. And he also said, I'm surprised like you're with a black girl, something along the lines of that. And I actually saw this story live, like from Drake, and I had no context. So I thought Drake was just trolling him like in an aggressive way. So I personally thought it was kind of funny at first, but then when I had the full context from Anthony Fantano, basically saying he trolled Drake by claiming the DM was a vegan cookie recipe, and then I guess Drake saw that video and retaliated by posting the actual aggressive DMs. So a lot of people think it was a lame move on Drake's part to not only post it, but even say those things. And I think at the end of the day, it does show that he's sensitive. I mean, a lot of artists are, including myself. But I think what's more surprising is that like someone as big as him who has, a million Grammys, all the money in the world, could get any girl ever, can still be, I guess, triggered and triggered by a review from one person.
Yeah.
Like literally one person. Like, imagine that.
Yeah, because you would think like the reviews in your bank account of all the like shows how people interpret your music, right? Like clearly enough people fuck with you that like you must be very good at what you do. Right. But you do. I think it's to the point we were talking about offline, man. Like these artists are on these blogs, man. Like again, like we were talking about earlier, like, if we had more hours in the day to do the podcast, imagine where we'd be. I mean, dude, I'm sure these guys are in the studio, but they're probably not in the studio all day long, right? They're not in the club all night long. Like there is downtime. And like I do, like human nature, bro. When I have downtime, I want to be on TikTok and Instagram and not think. Dude, when these platforms are just talking about you, like you're fucking being mentioned and all this shit, it's natural to want to see what's there being said about you. And I just think it's the human nature, like, bro, like there's probably a reason that Jay-Z doesn't have this shit, right? Or we're aware of, right? He claimed this. But like, I can see like just trying to remove yourself from it completely. Cause bro, like there's no dabbling in it. Like, oh, let me put my phone down, right? It has to be like kind of like what you do, deleting the app for a week, right? Because you can't just fucking, all right, let me put it down for an hour and then go back. Dude, when you go back in an hour, you're fully immersed again. And like, that's just gonna drain you. And again, when you're this big and everyone's talking about you, dude, I can see how you can get sensitive, bro. Like that thing of like, he's too big or they're too big to respond. I'm like, I don't know, man. If they're also human beings, right? Like, I feel like I think maybe Charlotte made it, but like, our brains don't have the capacity to really take in all this information we get, right? And I'm sure at his level, it's even more information because it's literally just about you. So I don't blame these guys for firing back. I just say like, bro, like, I think you need to find a better way to just never hear it or see it in the first place.
Yeah.
Like remove yourself completely, bro. Because if you want to be immersed, bro, it's going to be some dark fucking nights where you just think like you're the biggest piece of shit in the world where like, you should look around your life and be like, bro, no one has it better than me.
Right. So I do agree with the human aspect of Drake. I think where he and even other people on the internet go too far or kind of lose the battle, so to speak, is when their response is like personal. You ever see like a comment thread and someone's like, I don't like this album. They're like, I don't like your daughter's hair or some shit. And then it just goes completely off on a tangent, and you're like,
I think even Drake, like, what was it, like a year ago, was like, bro, I'd DM your girl and take her right now. And it's like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, and you probably can, but like, why did you have to go that far? So like, he's saying your existence is a one, basically saying like you shouldn't be alive, even though he's like, the one is because you, kill yourself. And then he went even further to say you somehow wifed up a black girl. I thought that was particularly odd coming from him because he hasn't wifed a black girl, and he's one of the few rappers that has been criticized for never speaking on black issues and like I guess having a white baby mama. So I'm not gonna criticize him for those things, but I just found it odd for him to add that in.
Yeah. Well. Like you can't. It's hard for you to point that out when it's like, bro, we can point out that shit about you, like fam. Like I've never seen you with a black girl. It's like, what are we talking about? So
yeah,
I feel you.
And it sounded like I don't know, just racially, almost racist in a way, I guess.
Yeah, but almost like racially like oblivious to like the like, dude, like that comment can't come from you, bro. Like to be perfectly fair, like if Logic said that, we'd be like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So like that's still, I feel like that comment still applies to Drake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. If you're gonna engage, there has to be a way for you to engage that it's not fucking like, bro, like you have a lot of power, man. So like I can see a bunch of like Drake stans fucking trying to ruin someone's life because Drake is against it. Kind of like the Kanye thing with P. Davidson, right? It's like, bro, like you gotta chill, bro, because like you have enough power that like you could literally ruin someone's life because of the weight of what you say. So yeah, that he's been a bit aggressive with this shit too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's I mean the gist of it. I'm sure in a couple weeks nobody will give a fuck about it.
No one's gonna give a fuck, bro. No one's gonna give a fuck. And that guy, from what you were saying, is pretty popular too, though, right? He keeps reviews.
If anything, like the internet basically said he's won, so he'll just get more subscribers and views and likes. He'll be fine.
Yeah, 100%. So before we get into Heat of the Week, because I'm intrigued to, there's like a song while you were away that really just like kept you going. But I think Billboard, bro, like if I'm wrong, my bad, put in the comments. But I think Billboard put out a thing like Best Lyricist of the Year, and Jack Harlow was nominated.
What?
Yeah, dude.
That's insane.
What are your thoughts on that? And while you're thinking or about to respond, I'm gonna Google actually what platform. But it was a pretty like well-known platform that said that. But hey, he's nominated for Lyricism of the Year.
First of all, I need to know what the fuck the criteria is, because in their minds that could mean a whole lot of things. Don't get me wrong, I love Jack Harlow's music. I always have, even before What's Poppin'. But I think lyricism is a very strong word that can't be like, it's almost like saying MC. Like once you put that label on someone, you're expecting a whole lot more than 100%. Just hit songs. He's a great entertainer, great charismatic personality, whatever, hit maker. But in terms of lyricism, I think it's a whole different tier. Like Symba, like you could.
Oh, bro, this is BET nominated him for this.
Damn, they're fucking sucking his dick hard. And who else is nominated? I'm curious. Like, is he like a?
So from the beginning of hip hop, lyrics have been the standard. Check out our nominees for Lyricist of the Year: Benny the Butcher, Drake, J. Cole, Jack Harlow, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, and Baby Keem. I guess the internet's also going crazy that Baby Keem was even nominated, but how the
fuck is Drake on there? Drake did honestly never mind, like, this year. If we're talking about this year, like, Drake didn't own this year in terms of lyricism.
Yeah, I don't know if they count, like, he's still rapping on these songs.
Yeah, but, like...
And,
I don't know. I guess when I think
features.
Lyricism, I'm like, it's the message and everything, like not just a dope song or like a lot of streams. Like Kendrick and Benny the Butcher, like make sense to me, but some of the rest, I'm like,
yeah. And then people lose their mind that because in the same year that Lupe Fiasco, Joey Badass, Denzel Curry, Billy Woods, Conway the Machine, and Pusha T all dropped an album, how the fuck did they not get nominated?
Yeah, like when I hear lyrics, I'm like, the lyrics have to like have impact and meaning. And that's not to say that none of Jack Harlow's or none of Drake's this particular year did. But at the same time, I think people like the songs, like they're not digging into the fucking lyrics like that.
Yeah, and the thing is like, so shout out to, I think there's a page I follow on TikTok called Overtime Music. It will be one of the several messages I send you when you open your phone again. But they did a thing like the guy also disagreed with it, right? And funny enough, like doesn't matter, but a white guy disagreed with it, right? And he made it similar quotes as you, like, I love Jack Harlow, but there's no fucking way. And then he gave an example of like why he shouldn't be nominated. And the example was the Churchill Town song when he's like, get with the program. Here's the program. You're like, bro, this is what the fuck you nominated.
Right. I mean, if anything, that was like Drake's, I guess, best lyrical moment this year, but that doesn't deserve like winning this award. And then
I mean, he may not win. I mean, I think they're gonna give it to Kendrick, but
right.
It's
and
just
then Harlow with the
Jack
sweet semen.
Yeah, dude, like come on, bro. Like you can't. I don't think he'll ever win Lyrics of the Year. But this is to even be nominated is pretty fucking aggressive. Like, bro, you can't. I feel like that album was widely underwhelming to everyone. Like, you can't reward him for this shit.
Right. And you said this is BET?
This is BET, bro. That's crazy.
If Harlow wins Lyricist of the Year for BET, they're literally filing for bankruptcy the next day.
Yo, crazy, dude. Like, I thought it was billboards. That I get it, bro. It's fucking billboards. They're just going off
streams and shit. They don't have time to care.
Right. But I just wanted to bring that up because, dude, I saw that. I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, not this year, dude. Maybe it was just off what's popping and we're just so impressed. But nah.
I wonder if they just did that shit to make people to make the headlines and make people realize they even had a fucking award.
Yeah, dude. Like, honestly, no, who's checking for the BET Awards anymore, right? And dude, of all the 6 nominees I just read, Drake's not gonna be there. Kendrick's not gonna be there. Jay-Z's not gonna be there. It's like maybe they're just doing this shit just to but I just wanted to bring that up before we get into the music. So Heat of the Week, man. It's been a minute. Plenty of music has come out in the last 3 or 4 weeks since we've been away. So what's one song that's really stood out to you, or maybe a song during the trip that you just fucking realized how much you loved?
Yeah, that's a good question. A lot of good music since I've been on my trip. I'd say in terms of what stuck out to me, I'd probably say I didn't have this song with me while I was on the trip, but it was immediately after I got back pretty much. And I sent it to you. It was that vibey song called Party in My Head by Elena Castillo.
Elena Castillo.
Absolutely never had heard of her before this song, but I don't know, it's just a really feel-good song. Kind of reminded me of my recent trip to Mallorca because there's some Spanish lyrics in it. And it just put me in a good mood. There's a ton of other songs since then that I've also been playing, but I don't have the time to go through every single one.
Yeah. Song you can't send it to me again because I think I listened to it but didn't add it to my phone for whatever reason. So send it to me again. Let me send it. No, but that was a good song, bro. I even you don't have to be even vibing out to enjoy that song. Because I was in my car listening to it. I'm like, yo, this is just a fucking enjoyable tune right now. Right. So yeah, for sure. All right, so I'll add that one to the playlist. For me, more recency bias, but just keep things more up to date. I'm gonna go with Symba again. The song for me that took the cake as far as such a great vibe and enjoyable sound is Pop Out featuring 2 Chainz.
Nice.
Again, bro, just such a fun song. It just shows his lyricism to an extreme level. And then also just shows that he can talk about a multitude of things and it just all it's very believable. So big fan of that.
Nice. Not mad at it. Super excited to hear it though, because I feel like 2 Chainz, I mean, you already said he did well on the feature, but I feel like he does really good when it comes to features.
Yeah, he has that French, and I think 2 Chainz, before it makes sense, is way better than French Montana. But there's something about French Montana on a hook or a feature that you're like, all right, this is gonna be good. Yeah,
that too. That's true.
Yeah. All right, bro, but I'm glad we did this, bro. I feel like it's been a minute since it's just been you and I. So excited for that. Obviously, we're still going to keep pushing for more interviews before the year is up. I think we're going to have a surprise for the listeners in a couple of weeks when you and I link up. So that'll be good. But let the people know where they can find us. Let's get out of here.
Yes, sir. Check us at audio-theory.com. We're on all streaming platforms. New episode every week, unless we're on vacation or something. Check out the merch. We have the Spotify.
Especially sweater season.
Yeah, you got the merch on right now. Yep, hoodie season. So go and get that. Still kind of hot in San Francisco, surprisingly. So,
yo, is it, bro? Because I was just on my phone, bro, and it was like 60.
Well, maybe it's like hot by my standards of what it normally is here when it's cold. Like,
yeah, because right now it's 60. Dude, it says the low today is 59, high of 69. Bro, that was South Florida people being Uggs.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's like relatively warm for us.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll bring like a hoodie and like a jean jacket for the evening is probably the move, right?
Yeah. You definitely don't need like a big ass jacket. You'll get hot as fuck. Unless you're just like idle and sitting there for 30 minutes, you get hot so quick when you're walking around up these hills and shit. Like,
all right, bet. Good to know
though. Yeah, check out the merch. We got the Spotify and Apple Music playlists on there as well. So check out those tunes. And then obviously don't forget to share, like, comment, and check out everything that we got for you guys.
Yeah, Cash App, whatever. Love you, my dude. Always great catching up. Glad you're safe, and we'll talk soon.
Peace.
Peace, everyone.